A very good morning to you once again, and a warm welcome to the 7th AfriCities Summit in Sandton, where a number of stakeholders, including mayors from cities and towns across the African continent, have converged to share best practice on issues such as infrastructure development, socio-economic development, housing, transport, you name it. They're just discussing it today. Now, in 2006, Kenya, Nairobi to be exact, was the host city. I'm now joined by a gentleman who also actually was a president of the UCLG. He is Mr. Ole Kores. He's the chairman of the Association of Congress of Governments in Kenya. It is similar or akin to our SALGA. So very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, I know you are hot off the trail from hosting two big figures, in fact, the Pope, as well as President Barack Obama. Do you think this shows the capacity of Kenya and Nairobi in particular to host quite big events?
Yeah, what it shows basically is Kenya has been reborn. It's a new country with new leadership, new systems and structures, together with, of course, energetic and young leaders. And of course, we want to bring Kenya to where it used to be, or to better or greater heights.
When we talk about development, we can't exclude security. So how is the Kenyan government doing its assessment of security and implementing strategies to try and make sure that those who wish to invest can do so safely?
Security basically is not an African problem only, it's global. You remember what has happened in Paris the other day. But I can assure you all systems have been put in place to gear towards a free and safe Kenya, to encourage investors to come in.
A little bit earlier, we spoke to Councillor Manyoni from South Africa, from SALGA, about AfriCities and the value thereof. Are there any ways of measuring its success? In 2006, Nairobi was the host city. Is there any way to see whether or not what came together then is being implemented today?
Yeah, basically, when we held it in Nairobi, it showed that we were united, and there was a bit of a problem. But following the Abuja agreement, Africa now is working as a team. We are all together. We don't have the interference of our former colonial masters. You know, we have Lusophones, Francophones, Anglophones, but we have put that aside, and now we are working as an African local government movement. And of course, we are going to achieve it because we had a very good one in Dakar. And of course, this one is a notch higher. And we're looking forward to having a better one in the next host city, which will be maybe Central Africa.
How do we make sure that it's more than just a talk shop, that something concrete comes from the discussions, and that we do really learn from the benchmarks that have been set by those who are doing well?
Really, if you read that our magazine, The African Cities, you can see that we have gone a notch higher. We are benchmarking with other cities around the globe, and we're also in the twin cities like Joburg and Paris. We have Morocco and I don't remember which city, but we have in the twin both cities. I mean, most of our cities in Africa, with others to be the best practices we have in the world.
All right. Today is the fourth day. Tomorrow it all wraps up. Anything else that you are personally looking forward to?
Basically, today we have our General Assembly. We are going to have a new president. And of course, we hardly vote or elect people. We normally sit and agree, like what we did. I was a president for 6 years. I was the chair of the AfriCity Summit in Marrakesh. I was also the chair of the AfriCities in Dakar. And we sat down and agreed as leaders, and we saw it prudent to give it to the whole city. And I think the same precedent shall be followed.
All right, we'll have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your insight with us. Absolutely important year it is, 2015. This is when the Millennium Development Goals are wrapped up, and we saw the introduction of the Sustainable Development Goals. And also, as I mentioned earlier, South Africa marking 15 years of local government in a democratic country. So we wonder whether or not that will affect things like holding each other to account as leaders of various cities and towns. It is, I'm afraid, time for me to say goodbye. It's all that we have for you for now. We do have a TNA coming up. Peter Ndoro standing by to take us through that, but not before we via Auckland Park, and that's where Leanne is. Leanne, it's back to you.